Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast. 10 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Monday morning, the 7th day of April, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE, 90.9 FM over the air right here in San Juan County, New Mexico. In Durango, Colorado, we're broadcasting, of course, at 103.3 FM. And if you're listening to my voice anywhere else on the planet, you've gone to our website to do that, always streaming at ksje.com. Welcome also to our viewers today. The video of this program is streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page and also to our YouTube channel. So welcome aboard, everybody. So glad that you are with me, because coming up in the next few moments, we are talking about one of my favorite events of the year, which will be here before you know it, Riverfest, New Mexico, Memorial Day weekend here in Farmington. We'll be talking about some of the new events that are planned for Riverfest and also the need for volunteers and how you can get signed up early to maybe get your pick of the area you want to volunteer at Riverfest. We'll be talking about that in the next few moments right here on KSJE this morning. Then, of course, later on this hour, I'll be checking in with Lewis Campbell. It's our Monday Reboot segment when we talk technology news. That's coming your way today at 8:50 a.m. on KSJE. Next hour, of course, classical music with our host, Mick Hess. He will take us roving with the arts after the news at 9:06 on KSJE. You can also connect with us on X and Instagram in addition to Facebook and YouTube. And if you're a podcast listener, we invite you to subscribe for free and listen to KSJE podcasts. They're available wherever you're already listening to podcasts. So check it out and maybe discover a new local program that you may have missed recently. Outside our studios here at San Juan College, it is currently 36 degrees. A sunny Monday morning. We're expecting more sunshine today with a high of 60 degrees this afternoon. 34 and clear skies overnight. Warming up, though, through the week. Take a look. 67 for a high tomorrow. 71 by Wednesday. 73 by Thursday. 77 by Friday. And maybe 80, 79-ish, by Saturday before things cool off again on Sunday. And overnight lows warming up, too, as you can see, from the mid to upper 40s. I'll be back with my guest to talk Riverfest, New Mexico, right after this on KSJE. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center. The caregivers of San Juan Regional Medical Center are committed to bettering the quality of life, health, and care of individuals, families, and our communities. Life is their sacred trust. Better is their mission. Here is their home. San Juan Regional Medical Center, improving the health of the Four Corners since 1910.
Ahead, turn right.
Isn't it nice to have a little help getting where you're going?
Your destination is ahead and 300 feet.
When navigating life's challenges, the San Juan County Navigation Center can help you with navigating housing, navigating transportation, navigating medical providers, and more. Learn more online at sjcnavigate.net or call 505-636-7110. The Navigation Center, connecting to resources, empowering lives.
You have arrived at your destination.
I'm back in Studio A this morning with my guests, as I mentioned, to talk with me about Riverfest, New Mexico, which will be here Memorial Day weekend in Farmington. Joining me here in Studio A, Deanne Waters is here. She is, of course, the president of the River Reach Foundation. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back to KSJE.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Nice to have you here. Chris Troyer is also here this morning. He is the volunteer coordinator for Riverfest, New Mexico. Chris, good morning to you and welcome back to you.
Good morning. Thank you.
You bet. Great to have both of you here. As I mentioned, Riverfest, one of my favorite events of the year. year, and it's coming. Before we know it, it'll be here soon. And so lots of new things planned, Deanne Waters, but also lots of great things that we enjoy year after year.
Oh, yes.
That makes up
Always
Riverfest,
the
right?
same stuff that we've always had. We've just added some more
Good.
and made a few little changes.
Very good, very good. And this year's theme, we should remind everybody, is the tropical staycation on the Animas River.
Yes.
Nice. So lots of Mai Tais, lots of
yes.
all kinds of
Bring
things.
wear your tropical shirts.
Right, all those things will be coming up. And so tell me a little bit about some of the things you've got planned for Riverfest then. What's some of the new things that the committee has come up with?
Okay, one of the main new things that we've come up with is we're moving the Joe Tahoney White Mountain Apache dancers down to Animas Park on the Rocky Reach Plaza, Rocky Reach Landing rather. And we figured that's a little bit larger area. It's so crowded up on the terrace. And we'll have a free shuttle that will shuttle people back and forth between Berg West and the Red Barn area, and also a people mover for the handicapped.
Good. And that area, for folks who aren't familiar with the terminology, is towards the middle of
Yes.
the park. And so to get folks from the parking lots to the performance, that's where the shuttles are going to come into play.
Yeah, the shuttle will go between the two parking lots, and it's the Rocky Reach Landing is just almost directly across from the Veterans Park.
Right. Good way to
put
put it.
Everybody knows where the Veterans
Right.
Park is, so it's just on the other side of the river.
Exactly. And so that's where they will be. A big fan favorite, I know, and so it'll be
Yes.
exciting to see them in that larger space, which is what's the idea of the move, right?
Right. Yes.
About the same time that they performed in the
Yes, it'll be
past?
same time as in the past, 2 to 3:30 on Saturday.
Okay, very good. So nice addition with the shuttles again, and so that is one of the things that's changed for this year's Riverfest. What else do you have up your sleeve?
Okay, we are also bringing in the San Juan Circus out of Durango, and they do
Elephants? No.
No,
They
no.
don't have elephants.
aerialists.
Yes.
I think we have 4 aerialists.
Right.
And then we have jugglers, stilt walkers, and face painters, and
Okay.
they will also be down at Rocky Reach Landing.
Okay, very nice.
They'll be performing in between the bands.
Gotcha.
So they're going to have several performances
Okay.
throughout the weekend.
Excellent.
Yes.
And I have seen them perform, and they are very, very good. I don't know how they do it. It makes my body hurt just to watch them twirl around on ropes and,
Yeah.
and walk around on the stilts and things like that they do. But a great addition to
Yes.
Riverfest, and so they will be here as well. And what else do you have planned?
Well, we've got our magic show
Right.
again, and the Luke Renner's yo-yo, and of
course.
course all our bands. We are bringing back the VIP tent on Friday night, the opening. We have a little different opening this year.
Oh,
Yes,
Okay.
it's a little bit surprise. The Farmington High School Marching Band is going to open up.
oh, cool.
They're going to march into Berg West rather, to the pavilion.
Okay.
And then San Juan Choral is going to sing some appropriate patriotic songs.
Nice.
And then, of course, we have our opening speeches by the mayor and
Right, welcoming
Natalie
everybody
Sproul
and-
welcoming
yes,
everybody.
of course.
And then our opening band is Barakatunga, out of, I believe they're from Berlin.
Okay,
They're a 7-piece band, and they're lively, salsa.
nice. Great way to kick off
Great way
the
to
event
kick off,
and Memorial
yes.
Day weekend, which of course is the other great reason to be here in Farmington. So
Right, yes.
sounds great. Very, very good.
We have an exciting event planned with our usual wiener dog races, which
course.
are very, very popular.
No kidding.
And the duck race on Sunday. And
Right.
We have Roverfest has come back. They're going to really that's going to be on Sunday.
Nice.
And Recycle Fashion Show.
On Sunday?
again, On Sunday. So we have stuff going all weekend.
Very cool. And so a lot of these things, again, folks can find out more information on your website
On the
or your
website,
Facebook
yes.
page too, right?
Yes.
RiverfestNewMexico.com.
Yes.
That's
Spelling
where-
out New Mexico.
Spelling-
not just
that's right.
NM. Yeah.
That's right.
And it's being updated daily.
Very good. I know since I've been involved with, both the Wiener Dog races and the Recycled Fashion Show, there are prizes for both.
Yes,
Not
there
the
are.
same prizes,
No.
but different. But I think there's a lot of folks that maybe, hear about it after the fact. They go, oh, I wish I'd known about the Recycled Fashion Show. I would have put something together. And so
Right.
now is the time, everybody listening and watching, to maybe think about putting together an entry for the Recycled Fashion Show, or get your Wiener Dog in training, or get their waddling down so
Yes.
they know where they're going, and enter
Purchase
them.
duck tickets. Purchase those duck tickets.
That's right.
They're $5 a piece. or if you buy the whole book of 12, it's only $50.
That's right. And that's the Kiwanis group doing
Yes.
that again this year, correct?
It is.
Very good. Well, sounds like a great event. I'll come back and we'll talk more about some of the other things you've got planned, but I also want to give Chris some time to talk about his job, which is volunteer coordinator, and he is looking for about 150 or more volunteers for Riverfest.
That's correct. Yeah. You know, this community is wonderful that they volunteered for this event. We couldn't put it on without our volunteers.
Oh, right.
And it's such a wonderful community to live in. So, yeah, 150 volunteers. The event, of course, starts Friday afternoon.
Right.
So we'll need volunteers to help with setting up, hanging banners, helping Louis unload the sound equipment from his truck, helping put up the wiener dog fence, things like that, unpacking and lifting.
Right. That's just the setup.
That's just the setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Then, of course, we need help with parking, which is directing people to handicap parking or VIP parking and directing the vendors to their spots.
Right. And that's all 3 days.
That's for all 3 days, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have our booths. So we have like a duck ticket booth where they can sell duck tickets. We have an information booth where people can hand out information and answer people's questions. We'll have a brochure with a map that shows where all our activities are and the times, so they can give that information to people who have questions.
Right.
And we have a merchandise booth where we're selling water and swag for the people that come.
Very good.
We have kids arts and crafts, which is a popular one for teenagers to help children do crafts.
Nice.
Of course, there's the wiener dog race.
Yes.
That one fills up quick.
Right.
So if you want to help with that, you better jump on quick.
Very true.
So-
Very true. But now is the time to do that, right? And so,
Absolutely.
folks that are thinking about it, there's a QR code on the screen right now. You can point your phone at that, and that should take you to the sign-up page. I
Absolutely.
would say, and people can work all 3 days, just one day. I mean, you're pretty flexible, I guess, when it comes to shifts.
We are. We would like people to volunteer for a minimum of 2-hour shift.
Okay.
And if they do that, they get a free T-shirt and they get water throughout the event, free water, as long as they're wearing their T-shirt.
Right.
And so, yeah.
But that's all you need is a 2-hour commitment from folks.
Exactly. So, yes, so to sign up, you go to our webpage or the QR code, and that takes you to the volunteer page. It lists all the different jobs, the times, and the days. And you just put in your email address and select what you want to do, and you get an email notification with your listing of the jobs that you've picked. And probably about a week before, I'll send a reminder out to everybody just to remind them.
Sure.
And if something comes up, you sign up for a job and you can't make it, I ask people to make sure to cancel so that we can fill that position with somebody else.
Sure.
And and they get, like I said, a free T-shirt and water throughout the event.
Very good.
So,
And about the number that really needed is about 150 or more, I guess, is the other thing
that's
too.
right.
That's the
We
maybe-
usually get about 150 people
Okay.
each year.
Nice.
And also, I should mention that the Wednesday before the event is an orientation meeting, volunteer orientation meeting. So people can come and pick up their T-shirts, get last-minute advice on where to go and what their job is going to be, what it's going to entail, and they can ask questions about, any questions they might have.
Of what they're doing
Of
or
what
what
they're
they need to
doing.
do and those types of things.
Exactly, and the times to be there. So
Right. And that meeting takes place at the Civic Center, it looks like,
That's
right?
correct. That's
On
Civic-
Wednesday. Got
that's
it.
correct. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, lots of different opportunities, I guess, for folks of all varying ages and abilities, I would think, too.
Exactly.
Do folks
yeah.
need to be 18, 16 to volunteer?
We like to have people 16 or older.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's really about the limit,
That's
huh?
about it. Yeah.
And you can match them up with what you need, or they can pick and choose at this point, I guess, because we're kind of early in the system
Exactly. yeah.
to maybe pick the thing that they'd like to do for a couple hours. And if they want to do more than 2 hours, you're okay with that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure. But that's important as well.
They also need a lot of volunteers for the takedown.
Afterwards, right?
Afterwards, yes. That is takes not quite as much time as the setup,
Mm-hmm.
but it really we really need to have
And is that on Sunday, Monday, or usually?
Sunday afternoon.
Most of
yes,
Sunday.
Sunday at 5 o'clock.
Okay. Gotcha. And setting up, Chris, when we were talking about that, is that, again, Friday morning or some of it Thursday?
Yeah, we usually start setting up around 9 o'clock on Friday.
And get it all done.
And but people can show up anytime during the day, and we'll be happy to put them to work.
I bet, right? Okay, that's okay. But you've got it down to a well-oiled machine, it sounds like to me. I mean, this is not your first go-round or Riverfest, and so it's a pretty efficient operation. And as you said, about 150 volunteers. If you get a little more, you can certainly find stuff for them to do.
Absolutely,
Oh,
yeah.
There's
And then
always
some.
stuff for
Right.
them to do.
Exactly.
Yes.
And Deanna, I wanted to ask you again a little bit about parking, because I know that's always a challenge, because a lot of folks want to be there, and there's only a certain amount of space
Right.
for cars, and so
Right.
you're working on trying to make that a little bit easier and maybe better.
Yes. Actually, we're going to ask people to park at the museum, to park at the Civic Center area, the parking lot's there. There will be a shuttle, Red Apple Transit will be shuttling people back and forth.
Nice.
And also across, that parking lot across from Boyd Park.
Got it.
It's good parking there, and the shuttle will bring them, it'll go
Gotcha.
from there to the Berg West and to the Red Barn area.
Okay.
Then there's also parking off of Browning Parkway.
Yes.
So
By the Red Barn.
Yeah, and there's some parking off Tucker Street right before you go down into the Veterans Park. That parking lot is not as large, but it fills up really fast.
Right. Right. Definitely, that's very true.
And-
And Boyd Park, just for folks to remember, that's along Miller Street, right?
Right,
That's
yes.
that's where that park is located. There'll be shuttles from there.
Yes.
And then you're making a change. You were telling me earlier at the WAFED Bank lot, which is kind of right there, almost at the center of the action at San Juan Boulevard and Scott Avenue. But
Right.
that's going to be for
That will
past or VIP folks.
VIP and vendors only. It will not be public parking.
And you'll have
We
folks.
will have some food trucks in there, so that's one of the reasons why we're blocking it off.
So not public parking this
Right,
year.
no public parking in there. No.
Okay, got you. But there'll be areas around, or as you said,
Yes.
other places with shuttles to for folks to park.
Yeah, we'll have two shuttle buses that will go between each end of the park, so that will help people. They can get on and off. I know that, it's easy to walk down from Berg West down to, Bergie's Playground and then over to Rocky Reach. But then even with young people with little kids, those little legs don't want to walk back up that.
Right.
So that shuttle will be available to take people back and forth.
Nice.
So they can walk down one way or shuttle both ways.
Yeah, good to know. And again, for older folks and elderly folks, I
For the
mean,
elderly
they can
and older,
make
yeah.
use of that as well.
Right.
And that's a great addition.
It'll eliminate a little bit of the confusion there, and I'll make it a little safer. Not as much traffic on the paths, I think,
Right.
because it got really congested last year, and it was a
Right.
little bit. We got a little concerned about how many people were on the trails.
Sure. Right. Well, and it's great to see because if we go down there any other time, it's a great location. A lot of folks use it for walking and running and exercising, but it's not wall-to-wall people like
Right.
it is for these 3 days
Yeah, these 3
in
days
May.
is
And-
wall to wall. It really is. Of course, we have vendors all along the
True.
deal, so we do want people to walk down along
of
the
course.
path.
Right.
To support the vendors that come to sell their wares, but just to help people out to have
It's
that
just very
shuttle.
different.
Yes.
Than, and for a good reason, because it's a really popular event. And I know you get a lot of folks that are here both locally and who visit and maybe plan their visits around that time to take advantage of Riverfest. And that's another thing that is a great tourist
Oh, yeah.
attraction.
We get people from all over. It's amazing how many people from out of state
Right.
come to that. Yes.
Terrific, which is very good. So again, I imagine those volunteers get to answer a lot of questions, Chris,
That's right.
when folks are here maybe for the first time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wondering what this is all about and
Yep.
things along that line. And so it wouldn't be a show with Deanne Waters if I didn't ask you a bit about the River Reach Foundation, because that group has been the driving force behind Riverfest since its inception, and
37th year this year.
37 years.
Yeah.
And so, again, and all the trails and the other things that we love about the river and celebrate the rivers through Riverfest is, again, part of the River Reach Foundation's efforts.
And actually, some of the money that we'll be earning this from this Riverfest is going to go towards providing shade structures over on Cottonwood Landing.
Nice.
We're looking at 3 shade structures. It's a beautiful little landing there, but it's not utilized very much because there's absolutely no shade. So we're thinking with 3 large shade structures that might give people a little bit more opportunity to utilize that.
In the
that
heat of
plaza.
summer, right, sure.
Yeah, we
Wonderful.
hope to have them done before Riverfest, but supply chain is.
The supply chain. That's all you got to say, and then everyone understands what you're talking about. But it's coming,
Yes, it's
and that's
coming.
exciting. And again, a lot of the River Reach Foundation efforts to improve the paths and maybe acquire property so we can have these paths and all these different things, and working with the city. It's been a great cooperative effort.
Yes.
To build what we have, and I know the city has plans, and you too,
Yes.
to expand the trail system. That the project isn't really over
Oh
at
no,
all.
we're wanting to expand.
Exciting.
We'd like to go, up to Aztec, have the trail go all the way up there, which goes down the road a little bit, and down to Westland Park.
Right, to the west and east. So
Yeah. And one of the other things that we're going to be spending our money on is there's areas along the park where we have pavers that the cottonwood tree roots have bulged those pavers, so it's made it a little bit not as safe for some people because the pavers are terracotta colored. You don't always notice that bulging.
right.
So we're going to be helping the city remove some of those areas that the
Just gonna
pavers
flatten them
and-
out a little bit.
Well, we don't want to flatten them because that will kill the tree. But if we
Oh, sure.
compress dirt and then put what they call crusher vines,
I
which
see.
is ground up rock,
Right.
over them, so there'd be more of a gradual.
A little ramp almost.
Yeah, like a little ramp, and
Hump.
it will be. You could see the different colors. You will be able to notice that there's something changed.
You
here.
see it, right? That makes sense. Gotcha. Well,
We've got a lot of stuff planned.
right. Well, and that's just one of the things that happens when you're working with nature, and things change over years, right? And
Right.
so things along that line. But very exciting. We're looking forward to Riverfest and having some water in the river, as we were talking
Oh, I
about
hope so,
before.
yes.
But it's got to be that Goldilocks, not too
Yes.
much, not too little,
That's right.
but
Right.
just the right amount.
We'll
but
have some, we can have our rafting and
right, all those things.
the
A very
Desert
popular
River
event
Guide.
again.
Yes. And the raft parade on Sunday.
Right.
We want to have that with Desert River Guides.
Exactly. Very, very true. And so all those things coming back.
Yep.
And plus new things too.
Yes, plus our new
So
stuff. Yes.
that will be great. And Chris, your volunteers that will be helping in all these different areas, I guess, right? That we're
That's
talking
right.
about almost. If folks are interested, they can sign up
Yeah,
now.
sign up early to get your favorite spot. And we're looking forward to having a wonderful Riverfest this year with lots of volunteers.
Very, very good. About 150 is what you need.
150
And
minimum.
Minimum.
Right. Yes.
We stress that minimum.
Exactly. But you'll get a T-shirt. And again, at the moment, at least, your pick of where you want to be.
Exactly.
But some of those spots will be filling up, and so I would advise you to get on the website and sign up for where you want to be, or maybe sign up with some of your friends, and you can all maybe work as a group.
That's right.
If you'd like to do that, that's also a possibility. For just 2 hours is all you're asking for.
That's right.
So that's a pretty good deal, I would say, very much. More local entertainment and also entertainment from around the region that you're going to
Yes.
bring in too for
Right.
Riverfest, right?
Yes, regional bands and a new one, Barakatunga,
Right.
which I think is going to be really exciting.
Nice. Very cool.
That'll
So-
be on Friday night. Friday night
The opening.
opening. Yes.
Opening band.
with the marching band.
Right.
We're going to have that marching band from Farmington High School.
That'll be great.
I think that's going to be kind of exciting
Yeah.
to have them march into the plaza and to the pavilion.
Oh, yeah.
And then have our San Juan choral group singing patriotic songs before the band starts, and
Right.
so that's going to be kind of really uplifting
Yeah.
way to start the
Very nice.
Riverfest.
Well, and again, to remind us about Memorial Day weekend too, which is why we're celebrating and all there as well.
And one other thing is we have a paddling film festival Sunday night at 7 o'clock at the Tota Theater.
Oh, great.
So that will be the actual end of
Kinda wrap-up
Riverfest.
event?
It wraps it up. It's a little separate from Riverfest, but it's film festivals. It's paddling films from around the world at top of for the year.
Nice.
So, and it's a really nice.
And these are
Yeah.
different films, as you mentioned,
Yes.
maybe shorter films, or not all.
Yeah, they're short films.
And then showing different river footage and things like that from all over the world.
From all over the world, yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So that's.
And these events, we should mention too, are all free, right?
The Paddling Film Festival is a ticketed event.
Okay. So there's tickets needed for that.
$20, I believe.
Gotcha.
Entrance for that, but
At the
everything
Totem.
else is free, except your duck tickets that you buy the duck tickets.
Right, of
You know,
course,
that's
right.
different.
Exactly.
And I think there's a small fee for the 10K run. I'm
Probably a
not sure.
registration
I think there
fee,
is
right?
A registration fee for that.
Gotcha.
And a small registration fee for the Wiener Dog race, I believe.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's true
Not
too.
very. I think it's only. It's under $10, I think.
I think that may be true too, but
Yeah.
and we'll talk more about that the next time you're here,
Right.
so we won't worry about that at the moment.
Right.
But to just show up at the park and enjoy the park and to go through and look at all the vendors and take a look at all the things that are going on, that's always free.
Right.
That
That's
has never
free.
changed in
Well,
37
and
years.
Purchase your food, a lot of food, and
True.
of course the beer and wine gardens will be there.
Right? All those things are going on as well. Car show?
Car show on Sunday
Okay.
at Cottonwood
Okay.
only. Not
Okay.
last year we had a car show at Boyd. This year we will not have the car show at Boyd.
It's back over
It's
at
back over
Cottonwood.
Cottonwood. Yes.
Okay, very good. So people can find that and get entered into that too, I guess, right?
Yes.
So that's an important part.
Yes.
Well, great. Well, looking forward to it. Like I said, it is definitely a sign that summer is coming when I get to talk about Riverfest on the show. So I feel warmer already. So thank you both for coming in.
Thank you
to,
for having us.
to talk about that. We know you'll be back as we get a little bit closer to talk more about some of the other events and,
Yes.
and things that are happening. But Chris, hopefully we'll get lots of volunteers signed up for you early so you can not stress about that and just sign folks and get them ready to go and get those T-shirts printed up.
Absolutely, yeah.
Very good. Thank you both very much for being here.
Thank you
Thank
for having
you.
us.
You're very
It's
welcome.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Deanne Waters and Chris Troyer from Riverfest, New Mexico 2025. My guest this morning here on KSJE. KSJE and the San Juan College Native American Center present the Student Study Tip of the Week.
Hello and good day. My name is Demetrius. This is your study tip of the week. Studying without distractions is crucial. If you're studying alone, try to find a quiet space or put headphones in to block out noise from your surroundings. If you're in an area trying to study and it's just not working out, relocate. It might be frustrating to have to pick up and move, but it will be worth it once you're in a good environment. Consider putting your phone on silent or vibrate too. You can always respond to your messages after your study session.
Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.